Hi guys, welcome back to Gwayne Sailing. After sailing past the very crowded and popular vacation destination of the Jersey Shores, we anchored for the night in Atlantic City. While listening to music outside at the Golden Nugget, we made some new boater friends, Steve and Susie. We dinghied back to our boat as the lights from the casinos started to come on and were treated to a beautiful sunrise the next morning as we were leaving. As we rounded Sandy Hook, New Jersey, we could see the skyline of New York City in the distance. We pulled into Atlantic Highlands just in time for happy hour, with some outdoor music and a view of Manhattan across the bay as we ate dinner. With the start of the long Labor Day holiday weekend, we found a nearby beach to relax on and decided at the last minute to take a high-speed ferry over to New York City for the day. We stopped by the famous Katz's Deli. We grabbed a slice of New York pizza, went to a comedy club, and left our mark in the East Village. The ferry ride back was beautiful and romantic as we sat outside on the ferry and watched all the city lights sparkle as we headed back to our boat. We stumbled upon a Springsteen cover band playing when we got back to New Jersey and thought that was appropriate since we were so close to the Stone Pony where Bruce used to play. We explored the town on our bikes, went to the Strauss Mansion, and a live taping of Kevin Smith's podcast called Fat Man Beyond. Wayne replaced the cover for one of our rear vents on the catamaran that fell off somewhere in the ocean on our way here. We met Andrea and Ivan while listening to a great band on the beach, and then met up with them again the next day for some seafood at an oceanfront restaurant. Sunsets were spectacular each night here in Sandy Hook, New Jersey. We set out the next morning toward Manhattan and passed the Statue of Liberty. There are two ways to get to Long Island, New York. One is to sail in the harsh Atlantic Ocean, and the other, more protected way is to cut through New York City in the East River. However, the East River is filled with hundreds of ferries, police boats, and helicopters, tour cruises, recreational yachts, and commercial barges crisscrossing the river using the same waterway. We really needed to keep a sharp eye out as we traversed the busy river. There was a lot to look at as we went under 9 bridges in total, including this one where the workers were doing some repairs way up there. The famous correctional facility on Rikers Island was on our starboard side, and once we finally got through the sometimes treacherous Hell's Gate area, we were in Long Island Sound. Our first stop was in Port Washington, New York, where we did a grocery run to stock up, but we bought so much stuff that we needed to bring the shopping cart across the street with us and down the dock to our dinghy. The local sailing club had a race in the harbor that we were anchored on, and we had a front row seat for the excitement. After exploring the town for a few days, we headed to Port Jefferson next. We tied up to a mooring ball here and took the tender to get to shore each day. The farther east we headed, the better the seafood got. We saw a cute little Chinese dragon parade on our walk to the downtown area, where we caught a band playing music on the pier. Port Jeff had a sailing regatta this weekend, and we again had rockstar seats for the show. We visited a few museums, breweries, and caught a stand-up comedy show at the local theater. We took another high-speed ferry across Long Island Sound to Bridgeport, Connecticut, home of the Barnum Museum from Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. We took an Uber to some of the local attractions since it was raining that day, including the multi-building Two Roads Brewing Company, growing their own hops, and to the beach that had thousands of shells instead of sand to walk on. We stopped for dinner at a place called Little Pub and caught a great sunset overlooking the Sound. Then took an Uber to the ferry to get a taxi to a tender back to our catamaran. Well, that's it for now. Join us next time as we explore Montauk and the Hamptons in New York, and then Block Island and Newport in Rhode Island. If you're enjoying these videos, please like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.